This sunny St. Bernard, this pampered, spoiled city doll, whose life was something grand, was given away for a permanent stay in far-off Switzerland. He giant's eyes,
George.
some surprise,
George?
you'll enjoy the time you spend in George's Alpine home. Trouble is his middle name. Our misfits found a home.
George!
Well, the picture in Switzerland seems to be improving. Some high cloudiness and scattered showers are predicted near the German border, but the outlook for the rest of the country is generally favorable. Further east, a severe storm front blankets the entire area from the Pyrenees north to the English Channel. Small craft
From the Pyrenees north, that's where Mr. Jim is.
bracing themselves for what could be one of the worst storms of the season. The front seems to be set up while high winds and heavy rain. It is likely the low pressure area will extend several miles.
Well, how are my two buddies? Mr. Jim is in a horrible storm.
What do you mean, Freddie? It's a beautiful day.
Not here. In the rest of Europe, there's a horrible storm going on. Come on and listen.
It now appears the storm is likely to blanket the entire western Europe.
Well, I don't think you have to worry. You know what a good flyer Mr. Jim is.
Tower, this is Hotel Whiskey Echo. Request landing instructions.
Hotel Whiskey Echo, this is Tower. Approach south by southwest, landing runway 180 left, wind 18 to 20 knots.
Roger. I'm going to have to land, Professor.
Oh, dear, dear.
Well, my home field is clear. We'll set her down there.
Alpine Airlines, charm courtesy, we get you there. Hello.
Hi, Walter, it's Werner.
Ah, hello, Werner. How are things at the tower?
Oh, they're fine. Jim just called in. He's on his way back from Spain with Professor Sander.
Professor Sanders?
Yeah, the one that digs up all the bones.
Bones?
Jim wants you to call Frau Gerber and get the guest room ready.
Oh, I'll call her right away. Thank you very much, Werner.
Okay.
He digs up bones. Ooh.
The guest room is always ready, Mr. Clark.
Well, don't get upset, Frau Gerber.
Jim's bringing home this bone specialist all the way from Spain.
Bone specialist. Mr. Hunter broke something?
No. But this man digs up bones and he...
Puts labels on them. Make one of those stomach-grabbing meals, huh? And make it hot.
Stomach grabbing is not for me a compliment, Mr. Clark.
Well, it is to me. It wouldn't hurt to put on some rouge.
Professor Sander is quite a catch.
Really, Mr. Clark.
Come in, Professor.
Oh,
Hello, Frau Gerber. Professor, I'd like to have you meet my good friend and housekeeper, Frau Gerber. Frau Gerber, this is Professor Sanders.
Sir, madam.
Oh, you got dinner already. You know, she's the best cook in the Alps. Her meals are really stomach grabbers.
I will put your case in the closet, yes?
You are thinking a little strange, but no. If you don't mind, I'll keep the case with
Well, Professor, won't you sit down here?
very kind.
Care for some wine?
We gave it the office.
Come in.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Helga.
Oh, I hope we're not interrupting anything.
No.
We had to call Fred. Freddie has been listening to the weather reports all day, and he was worried about you.
There are bad storms all around, right, Mr. Jim?
Yeah, they sure are. That's why we had to come here. Well, Helga, I'd like to have you meet Professor. Something wrong, Professor?
The dog.
George? Well, Freddie, maybe you better take George outside.
Beg your pardon.
Are you afraid of dogs, Professor?
Not really, but that was a very large dog, and this is a $10,000 bone. Pending approval of the society, of course. And as I said before, it was a fabulous day. There was I within 3 inches of one of the greatest finds in modern paleontology, and I didn't know it. My surface men, except Howard Hernandez, was all for leaving the place, but a little niggling in my brain said, no, keep going. Well, sir, we called for a lantern, and we began to dig. 1 inch, 2 inches. Just as I was about to abandon the thing, I saw a spur of bone protruding through a heterogeneous layer.
What a thrill to see a bone sticking out of all that dirt.
Well, I have to get up early. I really should be leaving.
Yes, well, thank you for sharing your experience with us, Professor.
Wouldn't you like to see it?
See what?
The fossil. The pectoral appendage of a sort of bird mammal, which I am temporarily calling Sileticus sandarius, pending approval of the society. Sileticus sandarius.
Well, that's quite a bone, all right.
How old did you say it was?
Proterozoic at the very minimum.
Oh, is that old?
That's what makes it so invaluable. I placed the sum of $10,000 on it because we all tend toward money consciousness. But actually, my find is priceless.
George. George. I'm sorry, Professor.
I'm awfully sorry, but I really should get Freddie home.
Well, I'll give you a hand.
Thank you. He's so tired, and he has to get up early in the morning.
Yeah. Come in.
Oh, I just wanted to make sure you were comfortable before I turned in.
Yes, oh, Chip. Thank you. You have been most kind, but you must understand, I'm most anxious to get to London.
Yes, of course. Well, I'll check with the tower first thing in the morning.
Thank you. You see, the society...
George, come here.
I'm sorry, but I feel such an intensity about my find, such a fear for its safety that I find it a little irrational with the Sileticus is concerned. You must forgive me.
Yes, of course, I understand. Come on, George. Come on. Out of it. Come on. Come on. Good night.
Mr. Professor. Mr. Professor.
Yeah,
Time for breakfast.
I'll be right coming down. Yeah.
But what about clearance? Well, the point is, Werner, I have a client that is very anxious to get a certain property to London today. Breakfast is ready, Professor.
Good morning, Mr. Professor.
Good morning.
You slept well?
As if I were on a cloud. I'm scarcely awake even now.
We have a saying. The stomach still sleepy likes to eat in bed.
Most interesting. What is the source of the saying?
I don't know. I'm not even sure I know what it means. Eat, eat, eat.
Well, we're all set, Professor. We have clearance in about an hour.
Yeah, excellent. The stomach still sleepy, like to eat in bed. If they say.
Beg your pardon?
It's a saying.
Oh. Well, please, sit down.
Yeah.
George.
Gone. 9 years of work. If you will produce the fossil, Mr. Hunter, there will be no questions asked.
Are you accusing me of stealing
No, of course not. Where's that animal of yours?
it? I told you he was outside, but George is kind of strange. He doesn't have any of the instincts for the...
There he is, and he's chewing.
Time to revert to being a dog.
If that animal tears my arm off in the struggle about to occur, I shall call my solicitors, Mr. Hunter.
Just a minute.
What?
It's one of Freddie's tennis shoes. George thinks of it as a security blanket.
Ask the animal what he... Oh, what am I saying? I can't describe to you the state of my nerves. Ah, Frau Gebhardt.
Gerber, what about her?
She must have made the bed. She had to come in contact with the Celesticus.
That's right. And if I know Frau Gerber, she put it neatly in a drawer. Come on.
I've had this feeling of utter desolation only once before in my life.
Oh?
The time my wife left me. Of course, one can't compare the two. My wife was worthless. What am I sitting here for? I must find Frau Gebhardt.
Oh, Frau Gerber, well, you see, she's gone shopping, and that's a mysterious process that I've never really quite understood.
Are we to do nothing, Mr. Hunter, simply because your housekeeper's shopping processes are cloudy?
No, of course not. Come on.
Find Frau Gerber. You gotta be kidding. You know how weird she shops. What? Well, if it's that important, I'll sure try.
Can't help the feeling that the disappearance of the Celesticus has something to do with your dog.
Professor, I have been trying to convince you that George is not the bone-bearing type. Oh, Walter must still be looking for Frau Gerber.
Mr. Hunter, a very valuable commodity has disappeared, and you and I stand here in a room and conjecture about the possible whereabouts of a housekeeper.
May I come in? I've looked all over town. Frau Gerber has disappeared into thin air, and for her, that is something.
Give me the polish, please.
We've been looking all over for you.
What's the matter? Mr. Hunter's fallen down the steps?
Oh, no. It's nothing serious like that. The police are looking for you.
I had an illegal hair wash.
No, get into the car and I'll explain on the way.
Okay.
A review of the facts, yes? The fossil Silaticus was here present last night, having been seen by Herr Hunter, Herr Clark, Fräulein Helga Meyer, her nephew of minor age, and the animal George.
Constable, must we catalog all the facts I have just given you? The Gebhardt woman may be miles away by now.
Ah, but in criminal matters, one doesn't just trust the memory. Isn't that correct, Herr Constable?
Then, approximately 10:22, Professor Sanders retired through the night, the bone still in his possession.
Fossil, not bone.
Exactly. Fossil, not bone.
Constable, the professor has a point. Couldn't we just get on with it?
At approximately 10:40, Professor Sanders did remove the fossil from...
Frau Gerber.
Every third shopping day, I have the hair repaired. I thought you understood this, Mr. Hunter.
Never mind all that, Frau Gebhardt. Did you find a fossil under my pillow?
No,
No.
No?
just a bone. I threw it out the window.
You threw it.
Nobody mentioned my hair.
Everyone stand back. Stand back. You maybe destroy footprints.
Well, it may have fallen near the house because Frau Gerber can't throw worth a darn.
Are you able to communicate with your animal, Mr. Hunter?
Frau Gerber?
Yes?
Is that where you threw the bone from?
Fossil.
Fossil from?
Yes. I found it and come here and throw it out. So.
Maybe he's lying on it.
Let's have a look.
Come on, George. Let's get George. Come on, yeah, come on.
No, it's not lying on it.
Where is he going? Follow him.
Follow George?
I think we'd better humor him, Jim.
Okay.
Ah. This must be it.
Oh, come on, Professor. This is really a waste of time.
I don't know. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. It sure is good to have a constable around when you're facing the business end of a pitchfork.
Freddie!
Oh, excuse me. Hi, champ. Now, I want you to listen carefully. Now, do you remember that bone? I mean, the fossil you saw last night? Well, it's missing.
Where'd it go?
Well, it was thrown out of a window by accident, and it's just possible George may have found it.
What do you do with it?
That's precisely the point, young man. What did he do with it?
Why is everyone staring at me?
Well, let me take it a step at a time, Freddie. If George did find the bone, where do you think he might bury it?
He never buries bones.
Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
He puts them in the car.
Puts what in the car?
Anything he wants to save.
I should have thought of it. I should have thought of it. Here it is. And it seems to be intact.
Intact. The Sileticus.
They really knew how to make bones during the Proterozoic.
Proterozoic.
Correct. Proterozoic. Back to the beginnings of time, actually. As I told my serviceman, Hernandez, the human mind cannot conceive of the millennia involved in the operation of an object like the Sileticus through the Proterozoic.
Yes, George? Little man, he blamed me, he blamed Mr. Hunter, he blamed you. All for a bone. Ah.
All is well that ends well, Mr. Hunter.
Yes, everything seemed to turn out fine.
Yes, well, we are on our way. Frau Gebhardt.
My name is Gerber, Mr. Professor.
Yes, of course. Nevertheless, goodbye.
You go without apology, huh?
Frau Gerber.
Forgive me, Mr. Hunter. This man comes to your house, accused people, and calls the police.
Just the same.
No, she's quite right. I've been most unmannerly, and I apologize to you, Frau Gerber, and of course to you, Mr. Hunter. My only excuse is my concern about the loss of my Sileticus.
And George?
Oh, come on now, Frau Gerber.
No, she's quite right. Please, George, accept my apologies.
You handled that very well, George.
Easy sport. A World War II veteran is surprised when his late brother is discovered to have a second wife and a child. What happened? It started in Naples, starring a cantankerous Clark Gable and Sophia Loren. It started in Naples, Saturday night at 8 on YTV.